Good morning, my dear students. I hope you guys are doing pretty well and you guys have revised all the previous sessions. So today what we're going to start with the concept of value of supply, correct? So before starting with the concept of value of supply, let us just quickly recap what we have done till now, and then we will move on to understand that why value of supply is such an important concept when it comes to your GST, right? You will get one practical problems for sure in your exam from this particular chapter. So please concentrate here. आराम से हम करेंगे. We'll do each and everything conceptually so that each and every concepts are inbuilt in your head, correct है? So till now what we have done is that we have understood that if the goods or services are supplied, correct है, अगर ये चीज सप्लाई हुआ है then it can be either in two ways. Supply can be of two ways. One, it can be interstate, and second, it can be what? Intrastate. Correct? So if it is an interstate supply, then क्या applicable होगा? Right? You tell me applicable क्या होगा? IGST would be levied. Correct? IGST would be levied. And if it is an intrastate supply, then CGST, SGST would be levied. करेक्ट है. नाउ ये लेवी के साथ साथ वी हैव आल्सो सीन देयर इज वन मोर काइंड ऑफ लेवी विच इज कॉल्ड एज अ कॉम्पोजिशन लेवी. That is for the small traders, correct है. So this is what we had seen. Now this levy has to be collected and paid, right है. ये लेवी लगाने से तो कुछ होगा नहीं, ये कलेक्शन होगा. Collected, collection plus paid. By whom? By the taxable person, correct है. So these levy has to be collected and paid by the taxable person, right है. So पहले तो हमने देखा कि goods and services है कि नहीं है, then वो supply के definition में पहुंचता है कि नहीं पहुंचता है, then supply का nature क्या है, whether it is an interstate supply or intrastate supply, और it is a composition levy है या फिर IGST levy है या CGST levy है, correct है. Then we have understood that ये जो लेवी होने वाला है, जो लेवी है उसको कलेक्ट करना है और पे करना है. ये कौन करने वाला है? टैक्सेबल पर्सन करने वाला है, राइट. सो टैक्सेबल पर्सन इज द पर्सन हु इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर कलेक्टिंग द टैक्स अमाउंट, whether it is IGST or whether it is CGST, and make the payment of the respective tax amount, correct है. Now अब जब मेरे को टैक्स कलेक्ट करके पे करना है, so what should be my GST? GST का फॉर्मूला क्या है? GST says that it is value of supply into your rate of tax, correct है. This is the formula of value of supply into rate of tax, right. So अभी हमको ये पता है कि this rate of tax is nothing but it is a schedule which has been given, which has been notified by the government, right है. This is notified by the government on the recommendation of the council. So council says कि ये goods पे इतना GST लगाओ, ये services पे इतना GST लगाओ. So on the recommendation of the council, the rates have been notified, right है. Now ये मेरे पास already available होगा. Exam में भी you are not supposed to by heart all the rates. These will be given to you, correct. Now the concept what we have to learn over here is what? Value of supply, correct है. So आज हम देखेंगे कि value of supply क्या है. So this value of supply is given in section number 15, करेक्ट है. सो आज हमको यही समझना है कि ये जो वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई है ये दिया है सेक्शन नंबर 15 के अंदर, एंड दिस इज व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड इन दिस पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर, करेक्ट है. नाउ व्हाट डू मीन बाय वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई? लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड वंस बिफोर गोइंग इनटू द सेक्शन पर से. पहले तो ये कॉन्सेप्चुअली समझते हैं कि वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई क्या बोलता है, करेक्ट है. सो लेट मी जस्ट क्विकली शो यू वन एग्जांपल ओवर हियर that value of supply क्या है, right. Suppose if I am going to a particular store and if I want to buy a laptop, राइट है. तो लैपटॉप बाय करने के लिए मैंने 50,000 रुपीज का पेमेंट किया. आई पेड 50,000 रुपीज एज अ लैपटॉप का चार्जेस, करेक्ट है. दिस along with the laptop I also purchased one laptop bag which is costing me around say 2,000 rupees. I also purchased a screen guard which is costing me say 3,000 rupees, and I also purchased a wireless mouse and a keyboard which is costing me say 5,000 rupees, correct. So in total everything is costing me what? 60,000 rupees. So this is what do you mean by the value of supply. So it is not just this particular laptop but along with laptop you have purchased something more also from that particular seller, that also have to be included into the value of supply. Correct hai? So this becomes my value of supply. Correct hai? Now as we have seen in the formula, GST is equals to what? Value of supply into the rate. So अब ये वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई मेरे को मिल गया, assuming the rate of tax over here is say 10%. So the GST amount would be how much? 60,000 into 10% is 6,000 rupees. Correct? So this is how you calculate the GST amount. So this is based on what? The value what you have calculated. If suppose you would have calculated the value just 50,000 rupees, so you would have made the payment of say 50,000 into 10%, that would have been equal to 5,000 rupees. So इस केस में क्या होता था कि ये जो वैल्यूज हैं इसका क्या implication होता? Government might have lost the revenue in these particular transaction. So that is why government has given you certain sections, certain rules, certain methods which you have to follow in order to arrive at the value of supply. Clear hai? Are you guys able to understand कि important क्यों है ये particular chapter? So now we will go and see that whether this value of supply हमको कैसे इसको समझना है and how we are going to apply, and we'll also solve certain exam questions as well. Clear? Now let us go and jump into value of supply. So first question that you have to ask is whether the value of supply जो हम ढूंढने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, is the value ascertainable or not? क्या आप उसका value ascertain कर पा रहे हो या नहीं कर पा रहे हो? So you have only two answers as usual, right? So क्या आंसर आएगा? या तो yes आएगा या no आएगा. So if it is yes, then what you have to do? If it is no, then what you have to do? What do you mean by no? No का मतलब क्या होता है? Suppose if I am giving my services to my family member, right? So in that scenario, I cannot ascertain the value. If I'm giving the services to my wife, to my brother, then in that scenario, what is going to be the value is not ascertainable. So in that particular scenario, the government has given certain rules which you have to follow, right? If the value is ascertainable, right? If the value is ascertainable, then what you have to do? Correct है? तो यहां पे आपको क्या करना है ये आपको बताएगा ये पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन, राइट? सो इफ द वैल्यू इज असर्टेनेबल, यू हैव सेक्शन नंबर 15(1) which says value of supply. हम क्या फाइंड आउट कर रहे हैं? वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई. वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई इज गोइंग टू बी इक्वल टू व्हाट? ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू. क्लियर है? So section 15(1) सिंपल वनीला बोलता है कि वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई क्या होगा? ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू होगा, राइट? सो सेक्शन 15(1) एक्सप्लेन्स अस दैट वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई इज अ प्लेन ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू. बट क्या सिंपली ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू ले सकते हैं, नहीं ले सकते? दैट वी विल सी वंस वी स्टार्ट डिकोडिंग द सेक्शन 15 सबसेक्शन 1. नाउ सेक्शन 15 सबसेक्शन 2 क्या बोलता है? लाइक वी हैव सीन इन द एग्जांपल, along with the laptop, we have also purchased the laptop bag, we have also purchased the antivirus, we have also purchased the screen guard. So all those things along with the principal product, along with the principal supply, what are the other incidental supplies which have to be included in the value of supply? That is given in section number 15(3). Then section number 15(2). Then along with this, there can be certain expenses which you have to exclude. That is given in section number 15(3). Suppose now there's a scheme going on. It says that due to COVID, we are giving 10% discount. So this particular discount is what I know beforehand, right? So out of 60,000 rupees, if the company is giving me 10% discount, so it is going to be called as less 6,000 rupees. So my value of supply will be what? 54,000 rupees. So the GST on this on 10% would be how much? 5,400, right? So I am not going to make the payment of GST on 60,000 rupees, but I am going to reduce the discount what I am going to get. So net what I am going to make the payment is on this particular net figure, correct? So section 15 subsection 3 explains us what are the things that has to be excluded from the particular value of supply. Clear है? So as of now आपको समझ में आ रहा है? So under value of supply, if you can ascertain the value, ये गुड्स का वैल्यू कितना है, ये सर्विसेज का वैल्यू कितना है, if you can ascertain that value, then section 15 subsection 1 vanilla, it speaks about that value of supply is nothing but the transaction value. बट ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू के क्या कंडीशन है हम देखते हैं. सेक्शन 15 सबसेक्शन 2 क्या बोलता है? कौन सी ऐसी इंसिडेंटल सप्लाईज हैं और इंसिडेंटल एक्सपेंसेस हैं या फिर रिलेटेड एक्सपेंसेस हैं which have to be included in this particular value of supply. Then section 15 subsection 3 explains us that what are the expenses which you have to avoid or which you have to not consider while calculating the value of supply. Why? Because ultimately जो मेरा GST, the payment which will happen is going to be value of supply into the rate of tax. Clear है? So we have to see that value comprises of three components. पहला component क्या हो गया? Transaction value. In this transaction value, we are going to add section 15(2) and we are going to subtract section 15 subsection 3. Clear है? So basically, what we are going to have is that one basic price, right, says that is called nothing but the transaction value. In this transaction value, we are going to add the items or the expenses which are mentioned in section number 15(2), plus we will reduce the expenses which are mentioned in section number 15(3). Clear hai? So this will give me what? Value of supply. On this value of supply, I am going to apply my rate of tax, and this will be giving my GST calculation. Clear everybody? Done. Now, if suppose I am not able to ascertain the value, then what is to be done? Then section 15 subsection 4 explains us that if you cannot ascertain the value, then the value have to be determined as per rule 77 to rule 31. So what does 15(4) says? Value cannot be determined under subsection 1. When I cannot determine the value under subsection 1, that means when I do not say that my value of supply is going to be equal to transaction value, that means यहाँ पे हमको ये समझ में आ रहा है that this transaction value have certain conditions, right? That is why if those conditions are not fulfilled, then only we say that we have to go to section 15 subsection 4. Clear? आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि सेक्शन 15(4) क्या बोलता है कि आप 15(1) के अंदर वैल्यू नहीं निकाल पा रहे हो. क्यों नहीं निकाल पा रहे हो? बिकॉज आप 15(1) के कंडीशंस फुलफिल नहीं कर पा रहे हो. सो व्हाट आर दोस कंडीशंस व्हिच वी आर नॉट एबल टू फुलफिल under section 15 subsection 1? Let us go and first check out what are the conditions given in section 15 subsection 1, right? So first let us go and see section 15 subsection 1. What do you mean by value of supply? So basically value of supply is equal to transaction value. But what is the transaction value? First question what comes in our head is what is the transaction value, right? Transaction value किसे कहा जाएगा? Right? So price which is actually paid or payable, right? So suppose in the example which we discussed that I paid for the laptop 50,000 rupees plus other, right? That is the price actually paid. Or if suppose I would have taken the laptop on credit, then this would have been 50,000 rupees as payable amount, right? So whatever is the price actually paid or price actually payable is going to be considered as द ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू. करेक्ट है? तो यहां तक मेरे को ये समझ में आ गया कि ये ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू क्या होगा जो मैंने प्राइस एक्चुअली पे किया है या मैं प्राइस को पेमेंट करने वाला हूं, राइट? सो नॉर्मल है कि जो भी प्राइस होगा उसको पे करूंगा या पेबल करूंगा, उसको ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू बोलेंगे. स्टिल इट डज नॉट सेटिस्फाई कि ऐसे कौन से कंडीशन है जो फुलफिल नहीं होंगे ताकि मैं 15(1) के अंदर वैल्यूएशन नहीं निकाल पा रहा हूं, राइट? सो व्हेन इज दिस पर्टिकुलर प्राइस पेएबल और प्राइस पेड will be acceptable as transaction value, right? So second question what we comes to our head is कि क्या हर transaction value, क्या हर price payment will be considered as transaction value? When, right? So it is not possible, right? So what are the scenarios under which the price paid or payable will be acceptable as the transaction value, correct? So let us see these particular section that when is the price paid or payable acceptable as the transaction value, correct? So let us see this. So if the parties who are transacting, that means if the supplier and the recipient are unrelated parties, then only this price actually paid or payable will be considered as your value of supply. Why? Because if the parties are related, suppose if I am related and I go and buy from my brother's store laptop, then we can say that bhaiya, you do one thing, you reduce the price, say to 10,000 rupees and charge GST on that particular amount, and rest 50,000 rupees I'll give you in cash. So the price can be manipulated. So under that situation, if this condition is fulfilled, that means if the parties are unrelated and the price is the sole consideration, that means whatever is the transaction happening, for that only and only price is the sole consideration, that is money is the sole consideration, right? Suppose if I go and exchange my laptop, so in that scenario price is not the sole consideration, that means I'm giving the laptop along with the money also, correct hai? So if two conditions are satisfied, that is parties are unrelated or price is the sole consideration, then I can say that the price which is actually paid or payable is going to be called as the transaction value, which in turn will be called as the value of supply. Clear है? So ऐसा कौन सा सिचुएशन है जो सेक्शन सबसेक्शन 1 को अगर मैं ब्रीच करूंगा तो मेरे को 15(4) के अंदर जाना पड़ेगा. देयर आर टू कंडीशंस, राइट? दैट मींस इफ द पार्टीज आर अनरिलेटेड, राइट है, अगर पार्टीज अनरिलेटेड है, दैट मीन्स अगर पार्टीज रिलेटेड है, that means if these conditions are not fulfilled, if the parties are related, then I cannot follow this section 15(1) because this condition will be not fulfilled, and for this I can say that I have to go to section 15 subsection 4, and under section 15 subsection 4 it says that you have to follow rule number 27 to rule number 31. So if the price is not the sole consideration, it takes me to rule number 28. Clear है? That means value of supply between related party and distinct persons, right? That means if the value of supply, if the transaction is happening between the related parties or the distinct person, then I have to follow rule number 28. Clear hai? Are you guys understanding it, the logic flow of this? Second, if the price is not the sole consideration, अगर ऐसा हुआ कि price is not the sole consideration, that means कोई barter है, कोई exchange है, right? So the price is not the sole consideration, price is the consideration but not the sole consideration. Then also I have to jump to section 15 subsection 4, और ये क्या बोलता है? It takes me to the rule number 27 which state that how will I calculate value of supply in case money is not the whole consideration. Correct है? So यहां तक आप लोगों को समझ में आया. सेक्शन 15 सबसेक्शन 1 क्या बोलता है कि ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू, जो भी मैं परचेज कर रहा हूं, जो भी मैं सप्लाई कर रहा हूं, उसका जो वैल्यू है दैट इज गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई ऑन विच द रेट ऑफ ड्यूटी विल बी लेड चार्ज, एंड दैट इज गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज माई जीएसटी वैल्यू. क्लियर है? राइट. सो बेसिकली यहां पे क्या हो रहा है कि जो भी मेरा ट्रांजैक्शन का वैल्यू हो रहा है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई. तो क्या हर ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू को मैं वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई कंसीडर कर सकता हूं? So whatever is the price paid or payable, that will be accepted as transaction value only and only if the conditions are satisfied. What are those two conditions? Parties should be unrelated and price is the sole consideration. अगर कोई भी condition fulfill नहीं होता है, then I cannot apply the valuation rule mentioned in section 15 subsection 1. Then I have to go to section 15 subsection 4, और वो मेरे को लेके जाता है रूल्स की ओर, और रूल्स के अंदर दोनों कंडीशन अगर फुलफिल नहीं होते हैं, सो वी हैव सेपरेट रूल्स. इफ द पार्टीज आर रिलेटेड देन वी हैव रूल नंबर 28. इफ द प्राइस इज नॉट द सोल कंसिडरेशन वी हैव रूल नंबर 27 दैट मनी इज नॉट द होल कंसिडरेशन. क्लियर है? इज दिस थिंग क्लियर टू यू गाइस? So section 15 subsection 1 is clear. Now we have understood that this is going to be called as the transaction value, right? So जब मैंने लैपटॉप लिया, so जो मैंने उनको पैसे दिए, that means if I am purchasing laptop going to the store of say Chroma, so that is not my related party and price is the sole consideration if there is no exchange offer going on. So whatever is the amount which I'm going to make the payment there, or paid or payable, that is going to be considered as the transaction value. But say if I go to my brother's store and buy a laptop, so basically he becomes a related party and there's a full chances that the price can be manipulated and I can exchange my mobile phone, my laptop against the new laptop which I'm buying. Correct? So in that scenario also price is not the sole consideration. Clear है? आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया? Now सेक्शन 15 सबसेक्शन 2 के ऊपर जाते हैं, राइट है? सो पहला मेरे को ये समझ में आ गया दैट वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई is equals to transaction value if condition number 1 and condition number 2 are satisfied. Correct है? If it is not satisfied then 15(1) के अंदर नहीं जाऊंगा, मैं 15(4) के अंदर जाऊंगा. क्लियर है? Now अगर 15(1) के अंदर मैं satisfaction हो रहा हूं then I go to 15(2). Now once I've identified the base value जो लैपटॉप का 50,000 रुपए का वैल्यू था, now I go to see what are the other expenses or other things which have to be included in the value of supply. Correct? So let us go and see what are the other things which we have to include in the value of supply. So when we see here, we see that any kind of duties, taxes, fees, cess other than GST के अलावा अगर कोई भी और टैक्स आपका उस पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजैक्शन पे लग रहा है then that have to be included in the value of supply. Sorry. So basically if you go to a cinema hall, you see एक basic amount है, उस पर कुछ entertainment tax है. So that entertainment tax will also be included into the value of supply और उसके ऊपर GST लगेगा. करेक्ट है? So basically if suppose 100 rupees the ticket का value, 10 rupees से entertainment tax, so 110 rupees will become the value of supply on which the GST would be levied. Clear आपको? Is it clear? So now let us see then we have any obligation of the supplier. Right है? अगर कोई ऐसा ऑब्लिगेशन सप्लायर का है जो रेसिपिएंट ने पे कर दिया है then that also will be included in the value of supply. Then any incidental expenses, then interest, late fees penalty and subsidies. So we'll go one by one and understand section 15(2) के अंदर क्या क्या चीजें हमको इंक्लूड करनी है. क्लियर है? So section 15 subsection 2 speaks about inclusions in the value of supply. पहला 15(1) ने क्या बोला, एक बेसिक ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू को वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई ले लेंगे. सेक्शन 15(2) क्या बोलता है, वंस यू आइडेंटिफाई द ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू, उसमें कौन सी चीजों को ऐड करना है. करेक्ट है? सो एनी काइंड ऑफ ड्यूटीज, टैक्सेस, सेस, फीस अदर देन जीएसटी. सो बेसिकली जीएसटी के ऊपर फिर जीएसटी नहीं लगेगा, अदर देन जीएसटी का कोई भी टैक्सेस लग रहा है. सो देयर आर सर्टेन आइटम्स ऑन विच स्टिल एक्साइज ड्यूटीज पेबल, राइट है, या फिर कोई स्टेट का टैक्स है, कोई सेस लग रहा है, राइट है. सो इफ दोज आर द आइटम टैक्सेस व्हिच आर लेविड, दैट हैव टू बी इंक्लूडेड इन द ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू. क्लियर? Now, if these duties are charged separately, अगर आपको इनवॉइस के अंदर सेपरेटली दिख रहा है वो अलग से ड्यूटीज, टैक्सेस एंड सेट, then what is going to happen? If already included, then need not be added again, right? अगर प्राइस के अंदर ऑलरेडी इंक्लूडेड है तो हमको ऐड नहीं करना है. If it is charged separately, then only we are going to add these particular duties, taxes, cess, fees, etc. Correct? So what are the implications? Let us see. Suppose if I am going to buy a movie ticket. Let us see with an example so we'll understand more easily. Suppose if I am going to buy a movie ticket. So supply क्या है movie ticket का? Price charged what? Basic tax है, basic price है उसका, plus the entertainment tax by local bodies, right? So plus GST. So ये दोनों अमाउंट के ऊपर आपका, ये तीन आपको कंपोनेंट आपको इनवॉइस के ऊपर दिखेंगे, राइट? सो ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू इस केस में क्या है, बेसिक प्राइस, जो बेसिक प्राइस है प्लस द एंटरटेनमेंट टैक्स चार्जेस बाय द लोकल बॉडीज. सो दैट मीन्स 110 रुपीज, 100 plus 10, that is 110 rupees into the GST percentage is what is going to be charged. Correct? Then second supply can be transportation services by the airlines, right? So on the transportation services क्या होता है कि जब मैं एयरलाइंस का फ्लाइट का टिकट देखोगे, you will see the basic fare, you will see the fuel surcharge, you will see the airport fees, and then you will see the GST component, right? So in this scenario also the transaction value will be what? The basic fare plus the fuel charges plus the airport fees. On these three total becomes the value of supply, and on this the GST would be levied. Simple है. Similarly अगर मैं टबैको की बात करता हूं, टबैको की जब मैं बात करता हूं, सो उस पे आज के डेट पे भी एक्साइज ड्यूटी लगता है, राइट? सो बेसिक एक्साइज ड्यूटी प्लस जीएसटी इज देयर ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग. सो ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू क्या होगा? बेसिक ड्यूटी प्लस एक्साइज ड्यूटी, दैट बिकम्स माय टबैको के ऊपर आपका basic price plus excise duty, that becomes the transaction value on which the GST would be levied. Similarly अगर मैं renting services की बात करता हूं, then the basic rent plus the municipal taxes, on these two components the GST would be charged. Clear आप लोग को? So basically GST के ऊपर GST नहीं लगेगा, but other than GST, if there's any duties which is charged, any taxes which are charged, any cess which is charged, any fees which is charged, and which has been charged separately, right? Not included in the transaction value itself, but it is reflecting separately, then that particular taxes के ऊपर भी आपको GST लगाना पड़ेगा. This circular we'll look at the later once we finish this particular chapter. Clear है? Then second क्या चीज आपको include करना है? So पहला हमने क्या देखा? All kind of taxes is what we have to include. Second, any kind of obligation. अगर ऐसा कोई obligation है of the supplier, right है? That means supplier का कोई obligation था, supplier was to supposed to give you something, but उसका recipient, it has been met by the recipient, right? So in that scenario, what is going to happen is, and it is not included in the price paid or payable. So let me give you an example over here. So suppose it is my wedding anniversary and if I appoint an event management company. So in that scenario, what I say is that I say to an event management company, you please charge me 10,000 rupees and do all the arrangements. So event companies agreed to that. Now, during the decoration and everything is going on, the event guy is not here in place. वो कहीं बाहर गया कुछ डेकोरेशन लाने के लिए, राइट? सो एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम सपोज द बेल रैंग्स और एक केक वाला आता है विच सेज मी सर दिस इज अ केक एंड 2,000 रुपीज द चार्जेस. नाउ that event person is not there, so I make the payment of this 2,000 rupees from my pocket and give it to that particular cake person, right? And the net payment what I do to the event person is how much? 8,000 rupees. Clear है? So basically यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? The price which I've actually paid is how much? 8,000 रुपीज, बट पेबल कितना था 10,000 रुपीज. सो मैंने 8,000 रुपीज तो उसको खुद को पे किया और 2,000 रुपीज I have fulfilled an obligation of the supplier which has been met by the recipient and it is not included in the price paid or payable. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को एग्जाम्पल के साथ. सो बेसिकली मेरा एग्रीमेंट उसका 10,000 में हुआ था, उसके अंदर उसका ऑब्लिगेशन था कि वो केक के पैसे वो खुद देगा, बट ड्यू टू सम रीजन ही वाज नॉट अवेलेबल एंड दैट ऑब्लिगेशन ऑफ सप्लायर हैज बीन मेट बाय द रेसिपिएंट मी एंड इट इज नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन द प्राइस पेड और पेबल, बिकॉज जो प्राइस पेड और पेबल हुआ ओनली 8,000 रुपीज था. राइट है. सो 2,000 रुपीज का क्या हुआ, क्या उस पर जीएसटी नहीं लगेगा? राइट है. सो उस पे भी जीएसटी लगेगा एंड देयरफॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर प्राइस हैज टू बी इंक्लूडेड और दिस पर्टिकुलर ऑब्लिगेशन of the supplier which is met by the recipient and not included in the price paid or payable will also have to be included in the value of supply. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? राइट है. सो पहला चीज हमने क्या देखा, एनी काइंड ऑफ टैक्सेस. सेकंड हमने देखा एनी काइंड ऑफ ऑब्लिगेशन. राइट. देन एनी काइंड ऑफ इंसिडेंटल एक्सपेंसेस. इंसिडेंटल एक्सपेंसेस विच इज चार्ज बाय द सप्लायर. अगर सप्लायर ने कोई इंसिडेंटल एक्सपेंसेस चार्ज किया, राइट, सो इन दैट सिनेरियो वो इंसिडेंटल एक्सपेंसेस भी आपको इसके अंदर ऐड करना पड़ेगा. सो व्हाट आर दोस इंसिडेंटल एक्सपेंसेस? लेट अस सी. लाइक इंक्लूडिंग द सेलर कमीशन, पैकेजिंग. राइट. सो अगर कोई कमीशन वगैरह है जो आपको उसने अलग से चार्ज किया है, अगर कोई पैकेजिंग एक्सपेंसेस हैं, फॉर दैट ही हैज चार्ज यू एक्स्ट्रा. करेक्ट है. सो हियर वी सी थ्री थिंग्स. वन इज द पैकिंग चार्जेस, one is the incidental charges and one is the commission. Right है. So what we are coming over here is that any kind of taxes, any kind of obligation, any kind of packing charges, extra packing charges, any kind of incidental expenses, any kind of commission, that is seller's commission, if it is charged by the supplier, then that has to be included into the value of supply. Clear है आप लोगों को? समझ में आ रहा है? Then any kind of interest, late fees, penalty. Right है. Interest, late fees and penalty will also be included. Very important point, please concentrate here. Any kind of interest, late fees and penalty. Now क्या हुआ है ट्रांजैक्शन के अंदर? सपोज मिस्टर ए हैज सोल्ड गुड्स टू मिस्टर बी. राइट है. एंड द वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई इज व्हाट? 10 लाख रुपीज. Now, Mr. B has to make the payment to Mr. A. Say 1 month is the credit period. So after 1 month, whatever is the amount charged, if he is not paid, then Mr. A is going to charge Mr. B a penalty of rupees, say 10,000 rupees per month, plus interest at the rate say at the rate of 1% per month. Correct है. Now in general interest पे GST नहीं लगता है, but in this scenario this is an extra service which has been given by Mr. A to Mr. B beyond the time which has been given to him. Right है. So it's an extra service. So this particular time gap what the supplier is giving to the buyer is this interest and penalty he is charging for that service of giving an extra time. Right. So hence these interest, late fees and penalty, on these also the GST would be levied and at the rate at which this principal goods or services have been charged. Right है. So suppose if this goods के ऊपर 10% GST है, so in this scenario also जो penalty charge करूंगा या फिर मैं interest charge करूंगा उसके ऊपर भी 10% ही GST लगने वाला है. Clear आप लोग को समझ में आ रहा है? Right है. So let us see what is mentioned over here. So any interest, late fees, penalty for delayed payment. Right है. मैंने जो बेसिक उसको क्रेडिट पीरियड दिया उसके अलावा अगर कोई delayed payment है, here interest would not be exempt as the principal supply was a taxable supply. करेक्ट है. यहां पे जो भी मेरा इंटरेस्ट होगा, लेट फीस होगा या पेनल्टी होगा, here the this is for the delayed payment. So the service which I'm giving is I'm giving in extra time. Right. So interest, late fees and penalty उसके ऊपर जो डिले पेमेंट पे मैं चार्ज कर रहा हूं, here because my principal product is not exempt, तो interest would also not be exempt. करेक्ट है. करेक्ट है. सो सप्लायर यहां पे क्या करेगा, मैं एक डेबिट नोट इश्यू करूंगा कि दैट आई वांट टू कलेक्ट सो एंड सो अमाउंट फ्रॉम यू एंड कलेक्ट्स द इंटरेस्ट, लेट फीस और पेनल्टी फ्रॉम द परचेजर। करेक्ट है, यहां तक क्लियर है आप लोग को? नाउ द क्वेश्चन व्हाट हियर कम्स इज दैट कि इफ आई एम चार्जिंग इंटरेस्ट टू पर्टिकुलर पर्सन, अगर मैं उसको ऊपर से जाके बोलता हूं कि बॉस पे जीएसटी अलग से दे, देन ही विल से फॉरगेट इट, राइट? सो institute also says this, and all the exam problems or and for the practical purposes also what it says that कि in case if you received any amount, so whatever amount is collected, it is assumed to be inclusive of GST, right? So suppose if you collect 10,000 rupees as interest and the principal goods is charged, let's say 12%, so this 10,000 is nothing but 112 and you have to calculate 12% out of it. So this would become your interest GST component on the interest पार्ट। करेक्ट है, आप लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है? सो वॉट एवर अमाउंट यू गोइंग टू कलेक्ट, उसके ऊपर हम यही अज्यूम करेंगे इट इज एन इंक्लूसिव ऑफ जीएसटी, और उस पर रिवर्स कैलकुलेशन हमको करना पड़ेगा। क्लियर है? आर यू गाइस एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड? राइट है। सो 15(1) के अंदर हमने देखा कि ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू को हम वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई लेंगे प्रोवाइडेड टू कंडीशंस आर फुलफिल्ड। पहला, पार्टीज आर अनरिलेटेड एंड प्राइस इज द सोल कंसिडरेशन। देन अगर जब हमने ये आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया कि ये ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू है, तो उसके साथ साथ मुझे कुछ और एक्सपेंसेस ऐड करने हैं। व्हाट आर दोज एक्सपेंसेस? एनी काइंड ऑफ ड्यूटीज, टैक्सेस, सेस, फीस अदर देन जीएसटी। दैट मीन्स जीएसटी के ऊपर जीएसटी नहीं लगेगा। एनी अदर काइंड ऑफ टैक्सेस अदर देन जीएसटी, इफ दे आर चार्ज सेपरेटली, then that will be included in the value of supply, right? Then any kind of an obligation of the supplier which is met by the recipient and not included in the price paid or payable, then that particular component or that particular amount which has been met by the recipient will also be included in the value of supply. Then we saw incidental expenses charged by the supplier, any kind of packing charges, any kind of commission, seller commission, any kind of incidental charges. If it is charged the supplier, then that also will be included into the value of supply. Then we saw interest, late fees and penalty for delayed payment. तो मैं यहाँ पे क्या सर्विस दे रहा हूँ? डिले करने का सर्विस दे रहा हूँ, राइट है? I am as a supplier, I am giving an extra time to you to make the payment. For this, I am going to charge you interest, late fees or penalty. So in this scenario, interest would become a taxable incidence, correct है? So here interest would not be exempt as the principal supply was a taxable supply, correct है? Because जो goods मैंने बेचा, जो services मैंने दी हैं, that is a taxable goods or services. Because of that, and you are going to do a delayed payment, so for that the interest would become a taxable thing, right? So ये कैसे transaction flow होगा? Supplier will issue a debit note and collects the interest, late fees और penalty. correct है? यहाँ तक clear है? Now अगर जब मैं उससे इंटरेस्ट, लेट फी, पेनल्टी मांग रहा हूं, मैं उसको बोलूंगा अलग से तू 18% जीएसटी दे, so he will not going to give me. So whatever is the amount that is collected, that is assumed to be collected inclusive of GST. मैं रिवर्स कैलकुलेशन करूंगा और उस पर जो जीएसटी लायबिलिटी होगा वो मेरे को गवर्नमेंट को पे करना पड़ेगा। क्लियर है यहां तक? Is this thing clear to you guys? Clear है? So next we will see what other things which have to include is the subsidies, right है? So important point is that subsidies, अगर कोई सब्सिडी मिल रही है which is linked directly to the price, that means जो मैं सप्लाई कर रहा हूं goods और services, अगर उसके प्राइस को डायरेक्टली इफेक्ट कर रहा है, तो उसका इंप्लीकेशन क्या होगा? Whether it will be included in the value of supply or not included in the value of supply is what we have to understand here. Now, subsidies का मतलब क्या होता है कि आपको उससे कम चार्ज करना है. That means आपका जो recipient है, जो end consumer है, उससे आपको कम चार्ज करना है, right है? So he will get a subsidized rate. So if basically subsidies linked to the price, right, excluding the central government and state government subsidies, right है? So basically अगर कोई subsidy है which is linked to the price or that subsidy is not given by the central government or state government, then that have to be included. That means अगर कोई subsidies हैं जो central government और state government दे रही है, तो उसको मेरे को include नहीं करना है. और अगर कोई subsidies हैं which is not linked to the price and which is given by somebody else, then that have to be included, right? So let us see this within chart so that you understand more in detail. So subsidies, if it is given by central government and state government, right? If the subsidy can be given by central government or state government, or it can be given by others, say Tata Sons. right? I am the supplier of goods or services and Tata Sons come and says me कि boss you start supplying this sanitizer और इसके ऊपर आप सब्सिडी देना स्टार्ट कर दो, right? So in that scenario what happens is that if it says that कि पर सैनिटाइजर बॉटल पे मैं आपको 10 रुपीज दूंगा, that means it becomes directly linked to the price. So what I'm going to say is that suppose the sanitizer bottle is for 100 rupees and the price, the subsidy which I'm going to get is 10 rupees. So I am going to charge the consumer 90 rupees, right? So जो consumer होगा उसको मैं 90 rupees charge करूंगा plus 10 rupees what I'm getting is the subsidy. So 100 rupees is the value of supply on which the GST shall be levied, right? So subsidy given by others, that means subsidy given by Tata Sons, and if it is linked to the price, then what is to be done? Let us go and see this. So subsidies given by the Tata Sons directly linked to the price. If it directly linked to the price, then include in the transaction value. If it is not directly linked to the price, so Tata Sons ने मेरे को क्या बोला, आप एक मशीन सेटअप कर लो जिससे आप क्वालिटी ग्रेड का सैनिटाइजर बना सकते हो, एंड फॉर दैट इट गिव मी लम सम मनी से 10 लाख रुपीज. So in that scenario I cannot link it to the individual prices. So in that scenario this will not be included in the transaction value, because transaction value किसको होगा, अगर वो end consumer के पास जाके कोई discount मिलता है then that has to be included, otherwise the consumer will not bear the burden, correct है? So not directly linked to the price, that means not included in the transaction value. So Tata Sons ने अगर मेरे को 5 लाख 10 लाख रुपए दिए, बोला कि आप एक अच्छी मशीनरी सेटअप कर लो जिससे आप हाई क्वालिटी का सैनिटाइजर प्रोडक्शन कर सकते हो. So in that scenario each and every supply cannot be mapped with that production unit, right? So in that scenario this will not be included into my transaction value, but it is just a capital expenditure which has been done, correct? आप लोगों को clear है? So now if the subsidies is given by central government and state government, right? अगर central government state government से आता है subsidy, then what is the scenario? Let us go and see this. अगर directly linked to the price है, right? अगर डायरेक्टली लिंक टू द प्राइस है तो वो भी मेरे को इंक्लूड नहीं करना है ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू में. अगर डायरेक्टली लिंक टू द प्राइस नहीं है देन आल्सो इट इज नॉट टू बी इंक्लूड इन द ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू. सो ओनली थिंग दैट हैज टू बी इंक्लूड इन द ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू इज सब्सिडी गिवन बाय अदर देन सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एंड डायरेक्टली लिंक टू द प्राइस विल बी इंक्लूड इन द ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू. क्लियर है? आप लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है? दैट मीन्स अगर सब्सिडी इज गिवन बाय टाटा सन्स फॉर सप्लाइंग दिस इंडिविजुअल बॉटल्स at the subsidized rate of say 10 rupees minus, so basically it is directly linked to the price, so that 10 rupees minus will be included in the transaction value. अगर उसके अलावा कोई भी चीज हो लमसम पेमेंट करता है टाटा सन्स, so it is falling not directly linked to the price and not includable in the transaction value. क्लियर है? आप लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है? और जहां तक गवर्नमेंट की बात है, whether दो सब्सिडी is given directly or indirectly, कोई भी सिचुएशन में हो देन ऑल्सो दैट विल नॉट बी इंक्लूडेड इन द ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू. क्लियर है? राइट है? आई होप यू गाइस आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट प्रीटी वेल. So basically let us quickly recap. Subsidies linked to the one second, where's my mouse gone? Right, subsidies linked to the price and excluding central government and state government subsidy, right है? So basically central government state government से कोई भी सब्सिडी आने दो, मेरे को उसको ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू के अंदर इंक्लूड नहीं करना है, राइट है? बट इफ आई एम गेटिंग सब्सिडी फ्रॉम द अदर्स एंड डायरेक्टली लिंक टू द प्राइस देन इंक्लूडेड इन द ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू, राइट? Let us do one illustration so that it becomes more clear to you guys. So Tata Group gives subsidy directly linked to the price, then include in the transaction value of the supply. If the Tata Group gives lump sum subsidy, say to set up a plant, then not directly linked to the price, then this subsidy is not to be included in the value of supply. Clear? आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया, right? So what are the five incidental expenses or 5 other expenses which needs to be included in the value of supply? पहला, duties, taxes, cess, fees other than GST, right है? So 15A क्या बोलता है? Any kind of taxes, right है? Any kind of duties, taxes which are other than your GST that have to be included in the value of supply. दूसरा, any kind of obligation of supply which is met by the recipient and not included in the price paid or payable, that also will be included in my transaction value. 15C क्या 15(2)C क्या बोलता है? Incidental expenses charged by the supplier seller's commission plus packaging, that also will be included in the value of supply. Correct है? Then interest, late fees and penalty for delayed payment only. For delayed payment only. So here interest is basically the revenue you are collecting for giving them an extra time. So here it becomes a taxable supply और उसके ऊपर जो मेरा प्रिंसिपल सप्लाई था वही रेट इसके ऊपर भी एप्लीकेबल हो जाएगा. सो सप्लायर इश्यूज अ डेबिट नोट एंड ही कलेक्ट्स द इंटरेस्ट, लेट फीस एंड पेनल्टी. And very important point we have to understand here is that, so whatever is the amount that is collected, right है, it is assumed to be inclusive of GST. that is हमको reverse calculation करना पड़ेगा. Then we saw that subsidies linked to the price. Subsidies linked to the price means any subsidy given by central government, state government, both the scenario, that means whether directly linked to price or not directly linked to price, not included in the transaction value. But other than government, अगर कोई subsidy मुझे देता है and if it is directly linked to the price, then it has to be included in the transaction value. Clear है यहाँ तक? Is this thing clear to you guys? So 15.1 हमने देखा that transaction value को हम बोलेंगे value of supply provided two conditions are satisfied, that is parties are unrelated and price is the sole consideration. Then once we have said that this price actually paid or payable is fulfilling both the conditions of these two things, that is parties are unrelated and price is the sole consideration, then this price paid or payable becomes my transaction value and which in turn becomes my value of supply. So once we have the basic value of supply, we start adding the duties, taxes, we start adding any other obligations met by the supplier met by recipient, then we add the other incidental expenses, then we add the interest, late fees and penalty, and then we also add the subsidies which has been provided by other than central government, state government, and if it is directly linked to the price. Clear है? यहां तक आप लोगों को चीजें क्लियर हो गई, राइट है? Now 15.3 क्या बोलता है? It is talking about your discount. क्लियर है? सो अभी तक हमने क्या देखा कि बेसिक ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू क्या होगा, उसके बाद हमने देखा कि कौन से ऐसे एडिशंस होंगे जिसको मेरे को ऐड करना है. नाउ वी विल सी that this is a discount or certain expenses which have to be excluded while calculating the value of supply. Clear है? Right है? So 15 subsection 3 is talking about your discounts. तो जब मैं डिस्काउंट की बात करता हूं, now suppose I'm going to the say Croma and I say कि मेरे को 50,000 का लैपटॉप है बट दे हैव कम अप विद द डिस्काउंट ऑफ कोविड डिस्काउंट से 5% और 10%. So they gave me a discount of say 10,000 rupees. So I net paid 40,000 rupees and on 40,000 rupees I make the payment of GST. Right है? Now why I paid less? Because ये जो 10,000 rupees था ये मेरे को at the time of supply उन्होंने बोल दिया था कि सर इस पर एक्स्ट्रा डिस्काउंट है, सो अगर आपको ये लेना है तो ले लो. राइट है? सो इफ द डिस्काउंट इज नोन एट द टाइम ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजैक्शन, देन व्हाट इज द ट्रीटमेंट. और सपोज कि मेरे पास मैं क्रोमा में जाता हूं, सो क्रोमा गिव्स मी मेंबरशिप फीस एंड इट स्टेट्स मी दैट इफ यू बाय गुड्स वर्थ ₹5 lakh in a particular year and at the end of the year then you will get say 5% extra discount. So in that scenario I do not know what is the status of the discount, will I be able to fulfill this particular transaction or not fulfill this particular limit. So year end में मैं वो काम fulfill कर पाऊंगा या नहीं fulfill कर पाऊंगा. So at this point of time I do not know the status of this particular discount. right है? So discount की जब भी हम बात करेंगे we will see two status. right? So let us see again कि discount क्या बोलता है. So if the discount given before or at the time of supply, या तो मुझे पहले ही डिस्काउंट दे दिया है या मुझे टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई के टाइम पे मेरे को इसके अंदर डिस्काउंट दे रखा है एट द टाइम ऑफ बिलिंग. राइट है? सो इफ द डिस्काउंट इज गिवन बिफोर और एट द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई, सो इन दैट सिनेरियो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी what do you say, what is going to be the treatment of the discount. correct है? So in that scenario the section 15.3 discount speaks about कि गिवन बिफोर और एट द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई, मेरे को उसी टाइम उसने बोल दिया कि सर अगर आप ये लैपटॉप खरीद रहे हो तो इस पे you'll be getting 20% डिस्काउंट. सो एट द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई इटसेल्फ आई वाज इन्फॉर्म्ड अबाउट इट. राइट है? सो मैंने 20% कम पेमेंट किया और नेट पे ही मैंने जीएसटी पेमेंट किया. करेक्ट है? सो दिस डिस्काउंट विच इज नोन बिफोर और एट द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई विल नॉट बी इंक्लूडेड इन द वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई. क्लियर है? Any discount by whatever name it is called, trade discount, cash discount, festival discount, whatever will be the nomenclature, season discount, early bird discount, whatever may be the nature, अगर वो पहले से ही बताया गया है देन इट इज नॉट टू बी इंक्लूडेड इन द वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई। यहां तक क्लियर है? So we will do some examples as far as this particular value of supply is concerned. So and then we'll move forward to see the other activities. Clear है? Right है? So now let us do a CA final examination question so that you understand that what we are trying to understand from the valuation perspective 15.1, 15.2, 15.3 and how do you calculate that in your examinations, correct hai? So let us go and solve a particular question. So Vayu Limited, right, it's a May 18 question. Vayu Limited provides the following particulars relating to goods supplied by it to the Agni Limited. So Vayu Limited is supplying certain goods to Agni Limited. So what are the items which is mentioned here? List price of the goods exclusive of taxes and discount, right? So basically this list price is the price which is not including the taxes nor given any treatment as far as discount is concerned, that is 76,000 rupees. Special packaging at the request of the customer to be charged to the customer say 5,000 rupees. So additional customer ने बोला, Agni Limited ने बोला that I want certain special packaging. Duties levied by the local authorities, that means these are duties and taxes other than the GST, right? That is 4,000 rupees. CGST, SGST charged in invoice 14,400 rupees. Subsidy received from an NGO. Now, subsidy received from an NGO, this is not from central government and state government, but this is subsidy received from the others, right? The price of rupees 76,000 given above is after considering the subsidy. So, यहाँ पे जो 76,000 है, this is considering the subsidy, but not considering the taxes and the discount. So, what is the subsidy which is given is 5,000 rupees and it is directly linked to the price per se, you can see, correct है? So यहाँ पे इस particular subsidy को मेरे को include करना पड़ेगा. Vayu Limited offers a 3% discount of the list price of the goods which is recorded in the invoice for the goods, right है? So whatever is the list price, on that list price Vayu Limited offers a 3% discount, right? So determine the value of taxable supplies made by Vayu Limited. Very simple question. We have studied all the points as of now. So let us start solving this question. So we'll start with the basic price. So basic price क्या है? 76,000 rupees. Now in this 76,000 rupees, the factor in कौन सा हो गया है? जो सब्सिडी मिला है वो फैक्टर इन हो गया है. बट ये सब्सिडी क्या है? दिस सब्सिडी इज नॉट रिसीव्ड फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट and it is received by other than government and specifically linked to the price. So in that scenario this have to be right. So यहाँ पे ये हो गया. स्पेशल पैकेजिंग का भी आपको एडिशन करना पड़ेगा, सब्सिडी रिसीव को भी आपको ऐड करना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो लेट अस गो वन बाय वन. सो 76,000 रुपीज क्या हो गया? मेरा लिस्ट प्राइस हो गया. आफ्टर दैट यू हैव स्पेशल पैकेजिंग. सो स्पेशल पैकेजिंग भी हमने देखा था 15.2 के अंदर मेरे को इंक्लूड करना है, राइट है? So 15.2C, what it says is that any incidental expenses including the seller commission and packaging will have to be included, right है? So note number 1 हम जाएंगे. Note number 1 क्या बोलता है इसके अंदर? Let us see the note number 1. So being incidental expenses charged by the supplier to the recipient of supply, that is packing charges, are includable in the value of supply as per section 15.2C of the CGST Act. Clear है? तो ये मेरा इंक्लूड हो जाएगा इसके अंदर. Similarly, duties which are levied by local authorities on the sale of good. So these are the duties which are not GST, other than GST, right? So 15.2BA क्या बोलता है? Taxes, duties, etc. levied under any law for the time being in force other than CGST, SGST, UTGST, IGST are includable in the value of supply as per section 15.2A of the CGST Act. So duty levied by the local authorities on sale of good has been assumed to be recovered from Agni Limited and not included in the list price of the goods, right? So that is why this 4,000 will also be included. Now CGST, SGST जो चार्ज हुआ है, that again the same point, other than CGST, SGST कोई भी टैक्स होगा that will be included, बट CGST, SGST पे टैक्स के ऊपर टैक्स नहीं लगेगा, करेक्ट है? देन सब्सिडी पॉइंट वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन कि एनजीओ से सब्सिडी मिला है मेरे को, दैट इज इट इज नॉट फ्रॉम द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, एंड इज डायरेक्टली लिंक्ड टू द प्राइस. So subsidy directly linked to the price received from a non-government body is includable in the value of terms of section 15(2)(e) of the CGST Act 2017, right? So this is also included. Less the discount offered. What is the discount offered? 3% of the list price. List price कितना 76,000 rupees, right? So this 76,000 का 3% is 2280. This is what I have to reduce, correct? Right? So since discount is known at the time of supply itself, it is a deductible from the value in terms of section 15(3)(a) of the CGST Act. Clear है आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया, right? So this becomes your value of supply 87,720 rupees, right? Very simple. Now, once you solve this particular question in an examination, don't just do this kind of a calculation. You have to mention these notes. अगर आपने notes mention नहीं किए, तो आप suppose if it is a 4-mark questions, 2 marks you will get for this, but you will not get this 2 marks if you do not write this particular notes, correct? So, whatever you're mentioning above, you have to reciprocate that what are the provisions and how we have come to a conclusion that whether a particular item have to be added or not added. Clear है? Now, right, is it clear? अभी हम एक और क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करते हैं, that will give you more confidence as you start moving ahead in the valuation chapter. Clear? So let us see this. Lakshmi Limited of Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, right? So Lakshmi Limited of Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh is the supplier of machinery, right? So supplier कहाँ से? मध्य प्रदेश से है. Now has supplied machinery to PQR Enterprise, right? So Lakshmi Limited has supplied to PQR Limited in Indore in Madhya Pradesh, right? So recipient and supplier both are in the same state. On 1st of October 2017, the invoice for supply has been issued on 1st of October 2017 itself, right? So same date पे invoice भी issue हो गया. That means जैसे machinery निकला at the time of removal ही invoice का issue हो गया. Thus the time of supply of machinery is 1st October. Lakshmi Limited and PQR Enterprises are not a related party, right? So price is the sole concept. अभी यहाँ पे not related party यहाँ पे clear हो गया. Following information is provided. Basic price of machinery excluding all the taxes but including design and engineering charges of rupees 10,000 and loading charges of rupees 20,000 is 2 lakh rupees, correct? So 2 lakhs includes two things. One is the designing charges 10,000 and second is the loading charges of 20,000 rupees, right? Lakshmi Limited provides 2 years free warranty for the machinery. So Lakshmi Limited also provides an extended 1 year warranty on payment of additional charges of 1 lakh rupees. PQR Enterprise opted for 1 year warranty, correct? So PQR Enterprises ने 1 लाख रुपए देके एडिशनल वारंटी भी उन्होंने ले लिया. Lakshmi Limited has collected consultancy charges in relation to pre-installation planning of rupees 10,000 and freight and insurance charges from place of removal to the buyer's premises of rupees 20,000 rupees. Clear है? So इन्होंने freight charges भी लिया और pre-installation charges भी लिया. Lakshmi Limited received subsidy of rupees 50,000 from the central government. This subsidy is from the central government for supplying the machinery to the backward region since receiver was located in the backward region, right? So Lakshmi Limited also received 50,000 rupees from the joint venture partner of PQR Enterprise for making timely supply of machinery to the recipient. So लक्ष्मी लिमिटेड को 2 जगह से सब्सिडी आया है. एक तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से आया है और दूसरा किधर से आया है, उसको जो PQR एंटरप्राइजेस का जॉइंट वेंचर पार्टनर है उससे आया है, राइट? अ कैश डिस्काउंट ऑफ 1% ऑन द बेसिक प्राइस ऑफ द मशीनरी इज ऑफर्ड एट द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई ओनली. सो एक डिस्काउंट था जो टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई पे भी उन्होंने ऑफर कर दिया. इफ PQR एंटरप्राइज एग्रीज टू मेक द पेमेंट विद इन 30 days ऑफ द रिसीप्ट ऑफ द मशीनरी एट हिज premises. Discount of 1% was given to PQR Enterprise as it is agreed to make the payment within 30 days. The machinery attracts CGST, SGST at the rate of 18% or 99% each, right? Compute the CGST, SGST or IGST which is payable. So basically it is asking you whether CGST, SGST or IGST would be payable as the case may be on the machinery, right? So जब आपको ये कैलकुलेट करना है, so आपको क्या निकालना पड़ेगा? पहले वैल्यू निकालना पड़ेगा and then you will have to calculate the CGST, SGST या IGST, right? So it is because it is happening within the same state, the CGST, SGST would be applicable, right? So let us start solving the question. Note number 1 speaks about the price of the machinery. It is how much? 20 lakh rupees. So Lakshmi Limited and PQ enterprises are not related and price is assumed to be the sole consideration for the supply. Why? Because इसके अलावा कोई भी consideration की बात नहीं हुई है. Therefore, in terms of section 15(1) of the CGST Act, the value of supply in the is the transaction value, right? That is the price actually paid or payable for the machinery by PQR enterprises, right? So here it becomes your price of the machinery. Add extended warranty cost 1 lakh rupees. Clear है? It is basically stating that design and engineering charges are includable in the value of supply already. तो उसको मेरे को वापस से ऐड करने की जरूरत नहीं है. As any amount charged for anything done by the supplier in respect of supply of goods at the time of or before delivery of goods is also includable in the terms of section 15(2)(c) of the CGST Act. करेक्ट है? So extended warranty जो है उसको मेरे को additionally charge करना है. Right, consultancy charges in relation to pre-installation planning. So जो pre-installation का planning हुआ उसका consultancy charges है उसको भी मेरे को ऐड करना पड़ेगा. राइट है? Supply of machinery of goods with supply of ancillary services like extended warranty is a composite supply, the principal supply of which is the supply of machinery. Right? So in this scenario, thus the value of supply, such ancillary supply is includable in the value of composite supply. Correct? So यहाँ पे ये बात कर रहा है extended warranty की, sorry, consultation charges की, and here it states that कि extended warranty also will be included into the value of supply because it is part of the composite supply. Clear है? Right. Now further loading charges की जब बात हो रही है, राइट है, सो बेसिकली जो पॉइंट नंबर 2 था उसके अंदर दो चीजें इंक्लूड की गई थी. दैट इज वन इज द डिजाइनिंग चार्जेस एंड सेकंड इज द लोडिंग चार्जेस. राइट है? नाउ सो पॉइंट नंबर 2 वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट द डिजाइनिंग चार्जेस. पॉइंट नंबर 3 इज टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाट? द लोडिंग चार्जेस. The loading charges being incidental expenses charged by the supplier to the recipient of supply are includable in the value as per section 15(2)(c) of the CGST Act. Right? So that is why I'm not removing it from the value of supply. It is already to be included in the value of supply. Correct है? Right है? ना ही मैं इसको अलग से ऐड कर रहा हूं because ये already included है 20 लाख रुपए के अंदर. Right? Now supply of machinery of goods with supply of ancillary services like extended warranty is a composite supply. तो जो warranty की जब मैं बात कर रहा हूं it is a composite supply. So जो प्रिंसिपल का सप्लाई होगा उसी के ऊपर वो चार्ज होगा. राइट है? सप्लाई ऑफ मशीनरी विथ एंसिलरी सर्विसेज लाइक फ्रेट एंड इंश्योरेंस इज अ कॉम्पोजिट सप्लाई of the principal supply of which the supply of machinery. So section 2 subsection 30 says read with 290, thus the value of such ancillary supply is includable in the value of composite supply. तो सिमिलरली जो फ्रेट एंड इंश्योरेंस होगा वो भी आपका कॉम्पोजिट सप्लाई होने की वजह से इट विल बी इंक्लूडेड इनटू द वैल्यू ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल सप्लाई इटसेल्फ. राइट? सो एनी अमाउंट चार्ज बाय एनीथिंग डन बाय द सप्लायर इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स एट द टाइम ऑफ or before the delivery of goods is included in the value of supply in section 15(2)(c) of the CGST Act. Right? Clear hai? Is this thing clear to you guys? Now let us go and see that subsidies provided to the central government and state government are not includable in the value of supply in terms of section 15(2)(e) of the CGST Act. However, subsidy directly related to the price received from a non-government body is includable in the value in terms of section 15. Right? So when we say about subsidy received from central government, nothing has to be included, but the amount received from joint venture, that is, it is not which is not by the central government or state government, and it is basically डायरेक्टली लिंक टू द प्राइस. मेरे को पता है कि ये प्राइस के लिए, ये मशीनरी के लिए ही ये सब्सिडी मुझे मिला है, देन दैट हैव टू बी इंक्लूड. सो 50,000 रुपीज को यहाँ पे इंक्लूड कर दिया गया. राइट है? देन कैश डिस्काउंट हैज बीन गिवन टू PQR एंटरप्राइजेस upfront at the time of supply and thus would have to be reduced. Right? So less मैंने किया 20,000 rupees, so the value of supply comes to 21,60,000 rupees, and on that we have to charge what? CGST, SGST. Right? So in this case the location of supplier is in Bhopal and the place of supply of machinery is location of the machinery at the time at which the movement of the same terminates for the delivery to the recipient. Right? That is Indore itself. Right? So white section 10(1)(a because ये मशीनरी की बात कर रहा है, तो जहां पे मशीनरी होने मूवमेंट होने वाला है that will become the place of supply. Correct? So in the given supply is an intrastate supply as the location of the supplier and the place of supply. We have seen location of supplier and place of supply is basically an intrastate transaction, and because of this this would become your CGST and SGST would be levied, correct hai? So if it is also possible to take a view that the basic price of the machinery is 19,70,000 rupees, that is 20 lakh rupees less 10,000 less 20,000, and the design and engineering charges and loading charges are added to such price, in that case 1% of discount amount will come out to be 19,700. Value of supply would be 21,630, 21,60,300 and CGST would be 194,427, राइट है. सो या तो हम इसको अलग से दिखा दें और उसके ऊपर हम लिस्ट प्राइस आइडेंटिफाई कर लें, या फिर साथ में ले लिया, करेक्ट है. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर टू यू गाइस. सो ये एग्जांपल आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया. सो दिस इज हाउ द एग्जाम क्वेश्चन वुड बी लाइक विल बी for you guys. So here we have seen कि composite supply क्या है. Here we have seen section number 10 का entry हो रहा है. Here we have seen valuation rules का entry हो रहा है, right है. So what are the actual implications? सारे के सारे incidences को यहाँ पे cover कर लिया गया, right है. Now, so as of now what we have seen is section 15 subsection 1, 2 and 3. subsection 1 ने मेरे को क्या बोला? Value of supply is equal to transaction value. 15.2 ने क्या बोला? Certain inclusions in the value of supply. In that we saw any kind of duties, taxes, cess, fees other than GST will have to be included. Any other obligation of supplier which is met by the recipient and not included in the price paid or payable will also be included. Incidental expenses charged to the supplier will also be included, like your seller commission, packaging or any kind of incidental expenses. Interest, late fees and penalty will also be included in the value of supply. Then subsidies which are linked directly to the price and given other than central and state government will also be included in the value of supply, correct hai? Now we will see that what is not to be included is that if the discounts are given before or at the time of supply, then do not include in value of supply. That means any discount by whatever name, cash discount, trade discount, season discount, pre-booking discount, whatever अगर पहले ही बता दिया गया है, then that has to be not included in the value of supply, clear है. And we have solved 2 examples from the institute study from the examinations institute question paper, correct है. So now we will see that in case of discount, section 15 subsection 3 के अंदर we will see that if the discounts are given after supply, that is the year end supply. So now what happens is that suppose I am a supplier and I go to the and my distributor comes to me and I tell him that boss, I will give you an additional discount of say 10% at the year end provided आप मेरे से 1000 pieces of this particular pen you have to sell in a year's time, correct? If you sell this 1000 pieces, then I will give you an additional discount of say 10%, right? So ये मेरा agreement हुआ है. So what happened in this? So suppose this agreement started from the month of April. So April में उसने मेरे से 100 pieces खरीदे. Say the price of each piece is say 1000 rupees. So total value is how much? 1 lakh rupees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On this, say 10% is the GST amount. So I have charged him 10,000 rupees. Right? So this 10,000 rupees I am going to deposit with the government, of which he is going to take the ITC. Now similarly it happened during the year end और last में मैंने देखा कि he has already sold more than 10,000 pieces. So I have to give him an additional discount of 10%. So जहां मैं 1000 charge कर रहा हूं, on that I have to give him 10% less. That means I have to charge him 900 rupees only, right है. So 900 का 10% कितना होता है? It is coming to 9000 rupees का 10% is 900 rupees. So I am charging extra GST of 100 rupees plus extra GST of what? Extra GST of 100 rupees and extra value also of 1000 rupees. So इसको मेरे को compensate करने के लिए I will have to issue him a credit note और वो credit note के through वो particular person basically he will be getting an year end discount, correct है. Now अगर ये ऐसा ट्रांजैक्शन हुआ तो गवर्नमेंट क्या बोलेगा? पहले तो आपने पे किया, अब आप क्यों ऐसा रिवर्स करो, राइट? सो द गवर्नमेंट हैज स्टिपुलेटेड सर्टेन कंडीशंस कि अगर वो कंडीशंस फुलफिल होते हैं then only your after the year, that means after supply year end और turnover based discount आपको मिलेगा, correct है. Otherwise everybody will do similar transaction if there is no condition stipulated by the government, correct है. So what are the conditions which are laid down by the government? Let us see that. If there's a prior agreement for such discount exists, अगर मैंने आज ही बोल दिया from 1st of April itself कि ये discount है year end में आपको मिलेगा provided you satisfy the condition which has been mentioned, that is either turnover based condition, year end based condition, whatever the condition may be, agar prior agreement exists for such discount, then only this discount can be given and not included in the value supply. So and discount can be specifically linked to each and every invoices, right? So ये जो agreement तो हो ही रहा है, this is a prior agreement, plus the discount can be linked specifically to each and every invoices, and the attributable ITC has been reversed by the recipient, right? So basically जो मैंने देखा था कि ये जो person है, he is buying the goods and is supplying the value and is making the payment along with GST, so उसने उसका ITC भी ले लिया. तो जिस टाइम पे मैं डिस्काउंट दूंगा तो दिस रेसिपिएंट विल हैव टू रिवर्स द आईटीसी विच इज ऑलरेडी टेकन, राइट, बिकॉज वो ना गवर्नमेंट को मिलने वाला है. सो गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट गोइंग टू गिव द रेसिपिएंट द आईटीसी क्लेम ऑफ दैट, करेक्ट, एंड डिस्काउंट टू बी एक्सक्लूडेड फ्रॉम वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई. तो ये जो डिस्काउंट होगा दिस हैज टू बी एक्सक्लूडेड फ्रॉम द वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई. क्लियर है आप लोग को, समझ में आ रहा है? सो बेसिकली आफ्टर सप्लाई ईयर एंड की जब मैं बात करता हूं, इफ देयर इज अ प्रायर एग्रीमेंट एग्जिस्टिंग, plus the discounts can be specifically linked to the invoices and attributable ITC is reversed by the recipient, then that particular discount will be excluded from the value of supply. Clear है? एक example देके मैं आपको समझाता हूँ ये चीज, so that it becomes more clear to you guys, right? So basically Mr. A has sold goods to Mr. B. So price of each goods is say 1000 rupees, right? So I have charged him 1000 rupees. On this, say 10% is the rate of duty. So I have charged him 100 rupees as my GST, right? So I have charged him 1100 rupees. This 100 rupees now today goes to the government, because when I'm filing the return, I will say that मैंने 1000 का goods बेचा है, मैंने उस पर 100 रुपए GST collect किया है, and I'm paying this GST to you. Now at the year end, this particular prior agreement exists and इसके जो conditions थे वो fulfill हो गए, right? So assuming the quantity we're not touching right now, assuming the conditions are fulfilled, so I gave him an offer that if you fulfill all the condition, you'll be getting a discount of say 10%, right? So मैंने क्या किया, उसको 1000 की जगह I have to charge him 10% less. That means I have to charge him 900 rupees. बट मैंने कितना चार्ज किया उसको, 1000 रुपीज. तो एक 100 रुपए का यहाँ पे मैंने एक्स्ट्रा चार्ज किया. नाउ बिकॉज दिस 900 पे 10% लगाना है मुझे, सो 90 रुपीज शैल बी द जीएसटी. तो मैंने उनको जीएसटी कितना चार्ज किया है, 100 रुपीज. सो 10 रुपीज कितना हो गया, जीएसटी का हो गया एक्स्ट्रा. तो दिस इज द वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई प्लस दिस इज जीएसटी. सो एज अ सप्लायर आई विल गिव 110 रुपीज का क्रेडिट नोट टू दिस पर्टिकुलर पर्सन. नाउ व्हाट हैज हैपेंड, अब बेसिकली मैंने उसको क्रेडिट नोट तो दे दिया है, बट जिस टाइम पे मैंने इनवॉइस रेज किया था, एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम दिस मिस्टर बी हैज क्लेम्ड द आईटीसी ऑफ ₹100. नाउ इफ this 10 rupees का benefit he has to take, then this 10 rupees जो है he will have to reverse it, because the government has got only 90 rupees now, right? The government has not got 100 rupees to pass on 100 rupees to you, correct? So he will have to reverse this ITC also, correct है? Are you guys able to understand? So if it is after supply, that is year end discount, prior agreement for such discount exists, the discount can be specifically linked to the invoices, and attributable ITC has been reversed by the recipient on basis of such credit note. Discount has to be excluded from the value of supply. अगर ये दोनों conditions जो है fulfill नहीं होते हैं, that means it directly linked to the invoices, or it is not attributable to or the recipient has not reversed the attributable ITC, or the prior agreement does not exist, then ये चीज का exclusion नहीं possible है. Clear है आप लोग को? Is it clear to you guys? Is it clear to you guys? Other than this, after supply included in the value of supply, right? So अगर इसमें से कोई भी condition fulfill नहीं होता है, या ये नहीं होता है, ये नहीं होता है, ये नहीं होता है, then you have to include in the value of supply. Clear है? Is this thing clear to you guys? Right? So today we'll end up the discussion here only. I would request you guys to please solve the question answer and then only look into the next chapter. Clear everybody? Right? So till that time, take care. Have a great day. Tata. Bye bye.